Alright, welcome back. This is part 2 of my video series installing the 4-link kit from PB Fab and Fender Garage into my 56 F100 we got here. Putting an 8.8 rear end in it and show you where I'm at. We'll get some video of some grinding and welding, and I'm going to lift up the rear end, get it mounted into the truck, just tacked in so we can start fitting in the 4-link. To start, what we got going on here is I set the frame height, and it's sitting on rollers up front, so I stuck some levels on it, and the rake I'm shooting for is about 1.5 degrees, which is about where we're at. Check both sides, check for level, everything looks good. I don't know if that's the correct rake, but that's what I'm going with. I have the old rear end scribed where the center line was, so we're going to grind up the top here, pick up the rear end, tack it in, and get it ready and get the angle set. I'm going to be going with a 3-degree rake down on the rear end because that's the same angle I have on my transmission right now. Alright, I got the rear end all set up there, ready to go. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what the measurements look like and what I'm doing. Not sure if it's correct, but from everything I've been researching, it looks like it's ready to go. What I got is, from the bracket here to the frame, got 9.5 inches on both sides. From the axle tube to this beam here, I have 4.25 inches both ways. I'm still centered up on my lines. I've got 3 degrees down to match my engine and transmission angle, and on my gauges here I'm still level, and I'm still at about 1.5 degrees of rake, which is what I wanted. So I'm gonna bust out the welder and run a tack on both sides just to hold it in place. And I actually had to clean up some metal in here because this is a junkyard axle that I redid, and because of this here, there's too much of a gap there for me. I'm not a great welder, and I don't want to, I'll end up burning through here I think before I fix that. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack it on the inside, and we'll see where we're at after I get those run. Alright, made a mistake in that last part of the video. I actually should have had it at 3 degrees up, not down on the rear end. It's supposed to be parallel with the engine. As I was recording and saying it, I kept getting that gut feeling I was wrong, so I got online, looked it up, and turns out I was wrong. So I ground off the tacks, resituated everything, tacked it back in, and we're ready to move on. Here's the first bracket I'm going to start cutting away at with the flapper wheel. You can see the kind of give myself a guideline to work off of. The left side is thicker than the right side. I'm going to moon it out to the left a little bit more than the right so I can stay away from this weld here and not weaken anything. And then we'll do some test fitting on the rear end and see what it looks like. Alright, got the rear end brackets all mounted in. Everything's ready to go on one side, just like zip tied in and everything. I don't have it all mounted yet, but it's actually looking pretty good. I'll flip the camera around so you can see it. Just for mock-up purposes, I drilled one hole over here, and there's actually rivets that are under here on the 56 frame for this cross member. I just cleared that rivet. Let's see if I can get underneath there. I stuck one bolt in there just to hold it in place and kind of get a fitment, but it's in between this mount, which I believe is for the bed, and the cross member mount here for the bed. And that bracket fits in there pretty nice, actually. Set a bar in to see what it looked like, and all that looks good. There's plenty of thread engagement. That looks like a lot, but that's in about 2/3 of the way probably. Then the rest of it, everything's looking like it's fitting in pretty good. I was debating on running this setup and flipping the brackets to the inside and running everything in here, but that would actually probably get in the way of the panhard bar, and it'd probably get in the way of the exhaust, so I wanted to steer clear of that. So I'm pretty happy this fit the way it did. But I've been out here for quite a while, so I think I'm going to call it a night, and I'll update with another video later this week probably.